Okay, for my students that have been requesting this is a nice little refresher for you for an evaluation. I know some of you have taken me before, but I figured I better do it so you have it just in case. So when we evaluate the horse, whether you did your eyeballing first or you're doing your hands-on, obviously the first thing we're going to look for is at the feet, the whole body conformation, and the legs, everything, the whole package. First thing we're going to do is check the teeth grind. We're looking for range of motion in the mouth for any restrictions. With the restrictions, the horse could need his teeth done. It could be a pull issue. It could be a high weight issue. It could be just something going on in the TMJ. There's all kinds of ifs. And then what I do is I take and I feel for the horse's pull. Now usually if they're cooperable, I put their chin on my shoulder. I come behind on both sides at the same time, that nice little ligament, and then I flick it. And when you flick that, like a guitar string, you'll get a reaction. Or you may not, but when you get a reaction, and I'm not going to do it on Ginger because she is sensitive, but we'll say that she had a reaction. So now we have to figure out what side. So what we do is we take our index finger and we push on either side to get the reaction, to know what side needs really to be worked on in order to see if the pull's out. So then we take our fingers and go in behind the jawbone and in front of the atlas, and we're checking to make sure that there's same distance on both sides. Sometimes you'll be able to get 2 to 3 fingers depending on the horse. Thoroughbreds, sometimes you can get 4. Then I just kind of palpate underneath the throat latch. Just feeling for anything abnormally soreness. I have found abscesses, burrs, ticks. So then we're going to check for range of motion. I put my butt up to her shoulder and I just pull. And you can see she's a little restricted this way, and I do the same thing to the other side. A way to check yourself if you think it's the right side, you can come here, straighten the horse out, take your hands, and you can do the lift test, step off to the side, lift again, and I always lift again in the center to keep the motion. So Ginger is very heavy on the right side, which that's very common. She is a lesson horse, so she's going to have a lot of pull issues, just from being rode incorrectly. After you've done your range of motion, you're going to come to the back, and you're going to let her know that you're coming back here. So you're just going to sweep your hand across, and you're going to lay it right here underneath the belly, underneath the flank, because you're looking for that paniculus. Because you're wanting that reaction when you go to do your skeletal palpation to tell you here. Just because I do this and she did that doesn't necessarily mean that she's sore. It's got to tell us down here. So starting out, I don't know if you want to come around this way, Zach. So I'm going to find that flat spot in the withers, and I'm going to start pinching down on both sides equally. So we got a little reaction there. Then when I get to the end of the withers, I slide. And Ginger isn't being very reactive today. So if Ginger would have had a reaction, we would have seen her gut kind of suck up. Then you put a fist on the stifle, come over your tubercocci, and you just kind of do a dig-a-wiggle down, and you would do that on both sides. Because you did your evaluation here, you do not have to do it again. The other thing is we can do a dig-a-wiggle down the muscle, the big muscles, all the way down the tendinosis. Just be careful when you're back here testing the waters, because if they're really sore, they're going to let you know. If you're working on a horse that is very sore on one side, and you did your bounce test, and you determined, yeah, I think it's the right side, I've seen it in my evaluation, you can actually come up here and do a pull test. You put this part of your hand on the tubercocci, and you pull. A horse that is weak or really sore on the side is going to step away from you.